My name is Shannon of Shannon Wellness, and I'm here with Coach Winona. And it is Halloween. We're here to talk about sugar addiction today, appropriately on Halloween. I myself am a former sugar addict and fully recovered. So the good news is you can be too. Sugar is everywhere in our grocery stores and the foods that we eat in America. It's in 74% of foods that we find on the grocery store. And we're talking about added sugars, not the natural sugars that you find in fruits and milk, but actually added sugars. They're everywhere. The recommendation of the American Heart Disease Association is 6 teaspoons a day or less for women and 9 teaspoons a day or less for men. It's very easy to go over that if you're not paying attention. Just one breakfast muffin can have up to 10 teaspoons of sugar in it. So there it is, breakfast alone, or a sweet cereal or yogurt. You've kind of hit your quota for the day. So it's easy to not be aware of how much you're getting. And then, of course, soda is one that has a can of soda can have up to 12 teaspoons. So that one can is a very large sugar load. So one thing to note is that sugar does not just cause cavities. It is not as innocent as some of us think. It's implicated in many, many major diseases. The first ones I would mention would be brain related, neurological, including Alzheimer's. It causes cognitive decline, actually, and premature aging. And it's very much connected to mental health disorders, including depression, anxiety, and even schizophrenia and psychosis. So it's actually has very negative effects on the brain. Some of the other diseases are non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. That's very, very toxic to the liver in the same way, actually, as alcohol is. It causes wrinkles, breaks down collagen. It does cause cavities and wears the enamel off of teeth. It contributes to obesity and inflammation. And we're just getting started.
The list can go on for days, as you mentioned. Some of the things I'd like to highlight, though, is the diabetes, because type 2 diabetes, when our bodies become insulin resistant, is completely 80% preventable. It all comes from our choices of food that we're taking in. Some of the things directly linked to diabetes is compromised emotional processes, increased anxiety, a higher risk of depression, as you mentioned, for sure. Inflammation of the brain, long-term inflammation of the brain actually leads to cell loss, decreased self-control, impaired cognitive skills, accelerated aging of the brain. Very, very interesting. You know, we see our older ones, we think of it as a disease of older age. And quite frankly, it may not have to be. That being Alzheimer and dementia. It may not have to be. The sooner we start the process of making better food choices, the sooner, the better our chances are of avoiding heading down that road to begin with.
Yeah, and we have so much power and control. And I would also mention, just because there's such common problems, heart disease and cancer, sugar is directly implicated in those diseases.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because sugar actually feeds cancer cells. So it's imperative to be cautious in that regard.
So the first step is just awareness, and you want to look at your labels. They have to list what the added sugars are. So that's an easy way to check what you're eating. and 4 grams of sugar equals 1 teaspoon.
Mhm.
So that's a place to start. Just start at a place of awareness of where are you now. Um, Awareness is the first step.
Many people believe that substituting sugar with artificial sweeteners is a great idea. And it certainly is presented as such, but they are just as detrimental, even more so, to the gut and to brain health.
Yes, artificial sweeteners are not sweet. They are not helpful. Trying to fight the cravings is a losing battle, but eating to balance your blood sugar and eating a generally healthy diet is a great preventative strategy. Also, we have a secret weapon in the fight against sugar, and that is super amino 23.
Super amino 23 is something that I'm incredibly proud of for all that it's doing in the medical arena, in the detox arena, and in everyday health and well-being of common people. Because it is 100% plant-based, vegan protein, we're able to assimilate and benefit from 99% of it. And our bodies absorb it, which is amazing because we're taking the energy burden off of our digestive system. So we're not wasting, 40 to 50% of an animal protein that we would be typically ingesting and digesting and wasting. We're not flushing our money down the toilet, truly, when it comes to protein. This product is phenomenal. It's a collagen builder, right? It's aiding against helping with the cravings because we are nourishing our cells, our muscles. We're getting that proper nourishment, so we are limiting those cravings.
Absolutely. So the super amino acids are the precursors to neurotransmitters. So it's great for support in that area in brain health and mood and mental acuity. And it's actually been successfully used in people withdrawing from drugs and alcohol. So if it can work for that, it can help your sugar cravings. It's a really powerful weapon in that battle for sure.
It is so it's nourishing and feeding and preventing all at the same time. And we'll put the link below so you can learn more about it. Artificial sweeteners are also included in things that we would want to avoid, specifically because they worsen gut health, actually damage gut health. There's been a direct link in studies to Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, when it comes to the use or overuse of these artificial sweeteners. One interesting thing I found also was a study that was done recently, and the specific bacteria that was found in the mice gut is directly linked to E. coli and Salmonella.
Mm,
And that was from overuse
mm.
of artificial sweeteners. It highly disrupts your endocrine system, your
Oh,
hormones.
wow.
There's a lot to
Wow.
it that we would want to avoid.
Yeah, aspartame is one of the artificial sweeteners, and it has the most complaints into the FDA of any additive on the market. And it's a whole range of different symptoms and experiences. So that is definitely one to stay away from.
But yes,
So
it's still available. It's for purchase.
it, yes, even in things that, yogurts, things that might not be, you got to read your labels because it's not always so obvious. But
Exactly.
so my recommendation in getting off of sugar is to wean off and upgrade to higher and higher quality foods. Some
Mhm.
people do recommend cold turkey. I'm not sure that's realistic for most people. But if it works for you, certainly go for it. But just consistently upgrading your tastes for food will change, and natural foods will taste so much better. Fruits and vegetables and all foods will taste better when your taste buds start to adjust. Um, and you come into a place where everything tastes great and it doesn't have to be so overly sweet.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Shannon. And we're going into holiday season where sugar is consumed in mass quantities. And then come January, everyone is like, I gotta stop, but I can't. So our goal is to help you get a jump start. Be educated, know what's in front of you, make good choices, and then you won't have your panic in January. You can smoothly roll into building on habits instead of recreating habits.
Yep. Trying fails, awareness cures. Awareness is the first step.
Again, we'll put the link below for more information on the super amino product that we shared. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to myself, indigo_koi_wellness on Instagram and Shannon Wellness 89 on Instagram. We're happy to answer your questions.